everyone. Welcome to the new series of Vartalaap. This is a first of its kind that we are trying to do, a virtual roundtable with some super moms who have been gracious enough to take time off their busy schedules and talk to us on the occasion of amazing Mother's Day. So here we are, trying to understand, mental health. Okay, YOUnique talks, as you guys are aware. We're trying to create awareness among women, not only women really, but everybody around us, to create an environment where you don't shy away from, talk about your feelings, your emotions, be it bad or good. Please come out and talk. That is what we are trying to do and create this awareness. And I think it all comes from a lot of things that we see, a lot of things that we experience. Most importantly, what we and how we have been shaped since childhood, and who is the one person who comes to your mind when you say childhood? That is mom. I think that's where the entire personality of yours or personality of anybody for that matters gets shaped up. So on this occasion, I'd like to understand the importance of mental health of mothers. What are the pressures? What are the stereotypes? What are those, judgments? You can just add any sort of adjective to that. What is that a woman faces on a regular basis? Being a mother, or being a working mother, being somebody who's at home, also taking care of children. Then again, you're being subject to some sort of judgment, some sort of stereotype. So I've always heard this from a lot of people that, okay, this is what is happening. And why is it happening to any of us for that matters? So I think we will have this discussion open, and we'll keep it flowing. We will see what life experience each one of you had through your journey of motherhood. Irrespective of what it is, how it was, I would love to hear some amazing stories that you'd like to share, and would also want to see how you have fought your battles, however small, however big, however you thought that, okay, this probably was just a jugaad, but it's definitely somebody else's solution. So on that note, I would like to introduce all of you to our amazing viewers. So we have Mrs. Kamala Buddhavarpu on the call. She's a Montessori teacher by profession, mother of two amazing children. She is one lucky person to get to work with children aged 2 to 6 years every day for the past 18 years. And she has moved to USA way long ago, 26 years ago. And she, in some ways or the other, she has been a lot of inspiration for all of us. Thank you so much, Kamala, for taking time and joining us. And then let me introduce all of you so I can then start the discussion. We have Deepthi on the call. She is my classmate. We studied together in our MBA, and she's a young banker. She doesn't look like a banker, right? A young banker, and a mom to an 8-year-old. Does she look like one? That doesn't too. So she says that her beautiful daughter keeps her thriving and going forward. And with that, she's trying to balance work and family as much as she could. And she wanted to discuss, more about how to build that mental strength among women. And so thank you so much, Deepthi. I just had to message you and you said yes. And that's the best thing I've seen. And I'm so happy that you're here with us. Then we have Sujita on the call. So a quick background of Sujita. Sujita was a part of YOUnique Talks sometime in the beginning. She gave us some amazing ideas. How we lay a foundation and how do we do things and all that. So sadly, she had to withdraw her time from us because she had to devote more time towards her work. So whatever, we were very happy with whatever time that she had spent with us. So she says struggling, but the stint that we had together, she is a very strong woman with some amazing views and amazing ideas. So it's always a pleasure to talk to somebody who's so dynamic, who has seen life through a lens of a journalist. So she has worked as a journalist in India, moved to Canada after marriage, and now finally looking for a career in IT because her husband has moved to the USA. She has a 13-year-old girl. She doesn't look like that though. And almost a 3-year-old, another girl. So we would like to discuss on that. How are you managing a teenager and a toddler? That's great going, Sujita. And I have Soumya on the call. She works with HSBC. She has two amazing kids, a teenager and a little less than a teenager. And she manages work and home and a lot of other family commitments pretty much single-handedly, and she has done some amazing job with that. So welcome everyone. I think I've talked enough. So some amazing women and super moms with us. So let me start the floor with a question. So what, according to all of you, is motherhood? Please sum it up in one sentence.
It's very difficult to sum up motherhood in one sentence or something, but it's a wholesome feeling, for me at least. Like, Harika, you must be knowing, we are 4 generations in our family, my grandmother, my mom, me and my daughter, when we 4 are together. So I realize what's that, to be a mother. And it's a complete wholesome feeling. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Touch wood. That's amazing.
I would say motherhood is like a journey. You will have ups and downs. You will have happy and unhappy days. So for me, it's a journey.
That's nice. Great. Yes. Do you want me to cold call again?
No, I feel that as a mother, motherhood means like creating an environment where the child is able to learn and to the best of his ability, and being there to support the child in every way. And main thing is enjoying it, enjoying the whole process.
Yeah, motherhood I think is a joy and a responsibility at the same time. Sometimes overwhelming, but mostly it's a happiness that you cannot measure, and it's something which makes you, as DP said, wholesome. It's a contentment that you get.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's amazing. Wow, that's a lot of positivity. So it's so beautiful when you start talking about motherhood, because at the end of the day, a lot of us I'm sure we see a lot of ups and downs, as Sujita has mentioned, a lot of things that we don't mention, a lot of ugly things. So when you say a mother is an epitome of kindness, selflessness, she is the avatar of everybody. She never says no. She is always there when you need, and etc. and all that. What is that you felt as a mother that you shouldn't do?
So when you summed it up, epitome of kindness and all that. You have all these movies where mother is shown as a goddess, and mom is always there. Whenever I watch such, I feel, am I a mother? Then I don't have so much of compassion or so much a total selflessness. There is a self which comes into picture always. I mean, love your children, but then sometimes it does get overwhelming. Sometimes they are ups and downs, and it's a learning. As a mother, one thing you should not do is don't be too critical of yourself as a mother first. Don't judge yourself against someone else. I think that is the learning that I have.
Lovely, lovely. You just nailed the whatever. Just nailed it. So right. Yes, go ahead. Anybody who wants to tell what you should
So
do.
to add on to what Soumya had said, I would say one thing that you should do as a mom, take time for yourself always. There is a certain time in a day which I ensure I keep it for myself, which I didn't do it earlier. And after doing it, I realized how much satisfaction I have it for myself. This at least 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day is your time. It's the me time, which is required. I feel that's very important for one, to take your day every day, go ahead, that way. So that's what I feel.
Very nice. Yes.
I wish I'd got this advice earlier in my life. I started it only after my children started going to college. So till then, life revolves around the children. You're doing everything for them.
Yeah.
Only later on you realize that you should have time for yourself and do things that you love doing, because you kind of get lost otherwise. You don't know what do you like and what you don't like. That's all lost.
Yeah.
But I would say the first means the one important thing is you're not their friend, so don't let them rule you. Rather, you can guide them, be nice to them. You don't have to say no all the time, and you don't have to say yes all the time. But you're the only mom they have, so you may ensure that they are standing on their feet and going in the right way.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
So what I would say do or don't do is mostly I'll talk about the do's. As a woman, I'll take my own time and I'll have my own happiness. But because this is a Mother's Day, so what I would focus to doing as a mother is spending that quality time with the kids. Because as a mother, we are always feeding them, doing things for them, taking them to school, dropping them, picking up, doing things for them. But when it comes to spending that time, quality time, I love doing that. That's the thing that they remember. Maybe like I have, as I said, Harika told me, I have a 13-year-old and I have a 3-year-old. So juggling these two differences, spending that quality time. With my 3-year-old, I make sure that in the evening when she's having a snack, instead of giving her an iPad or a TV to watch and then feed her, I sit with her and then I read books for half an hour, not just one book and leave. So we spend that quality time with her so even now, so we've been doing that for so long time. So she calls me, Mama, let's go read a book. So she knows that this is the time when my mom is sitting with me, just me and my mom. That's it. Nice. And now there's a huge difference now with the teenager, it's been evolving. So for her, because she was the only child for a long period of time, so what we used to do is mom and daughter, we used to go for manicures, we used to go to malls. So now after this girl has come, we don't have that much time. So she misses me a lot. So what I told is, I just make sure that, even for 10 minutes, if I get that time, I sit with her, maybe, how about you make me a coffee? She makes me awesome coffees.
That's
so
lovely.
We chat with her with that 10 minutes also for a day. It's great. So I would make sure that you spend that time with the kids.
Lovely. All right. Spending time with kids, I think that's one thing that I'm trying my very best to do. So in continuation with what we're talking, when a woman becomes a mother, she undergoes a lot of change, physical, emotional, surroundings, her everything, psychological effects on particularly the woman. I'm sure there are a lot of other changes that everybody around her also experiences, equally probably equally intense as well. But the kind of changes that a woman goes through, most of the times I'm sure all of you agree with me, that she might not be able to express. It's the same when it comes to when you're PMSing, right? You just don't know why your mood changes. You just don't know why you're so pissed off. You just don't know why do you want to lie down. You just don't know why do you want to eat a chocolate. So it's exactly that, there is an internal battle, some weird hormones working on your head. So how was your journey through that? I'm sure all of us has faced that at some point of time, postpartum or during pregnancy, whenever. What were the things that helped you? How did you cope with something like that? Just you. We will talk about the support system and everything sometime later. But how did you yourself do it? How did you cope with it?
First, I mean, once you become a mother or during your pregnancy or once you have your first child, first time, a lot of suggestions, a lot of advices. So it becomes very difficult. How do you filter it out? And what is the correct one? Because you're more focused on the child, or you're probably not following a custom or whatever. There are conflicting opinions flowing around.
Yeah.
I used to feel that was a little. My daughter was, I think she was a small baby. She was about 2.5 when she was born. So there was this focus on her, but then the different opinions on how you should feed her or how you should take care of her. So what you should follow becomes a little difficult because you receive a lot of opinions and you get worried about small things. Things which you probably do not worry before, now you worry about every small thing once you become a mother, at least in the initial years.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially when did they eat, did they not eat. So I think what helped me was talking to others. I think I was much more worried the first time around. Second time it was relatively easy. Yeah, because and other thing is focus on talk to your husband or talk to your partner and decide what you will do. The first thing that we decided was, okay, whatever advice we get from every other corner, we'll just leave it. We'll just follow what the doctor says. Go with that. So that I think such things, and there'll be mood swings. This thing that main problem was you're used to your 8 hours of sleep. I was 8 hours of sleep, and then suddenly it is 2 hours or 3 hours. So that is a huge. I don't know why you get mad at your husband because he's not waking up the entire time. He's working. So things happen, and then I think everyone evolves through it. Now it all looks funny, but at that time it was a big.
Oh my
generally.
God. Yeah. I still get those nightmares. I sure. So Kamala, I'm sure the time when you had given birth some time ago. So, I'm sure that all of this is pretty much common for any woman, right? So how did you cope with something like that? Did you have, as Soumya pointed out, did you have somebody to talk to, or it was just you all the time?
No, the first time around, of course, I had everyone because my son was born in India.
Oh, yeah.
So that was just like Soumya said, a boon and
okay, you can say it. It's okay.
Something to worry about because just like one person is there to support you, there are 100 to point out things that you're not doing this, you're not doing that. It was worrisome and scary because you realize that, oh my God, I'm like so responsible for this little being.
Yeah, oh my God.
How do I even take care of him? Am I going to do the right thing? Am I putting all those things? The first, I think, maybe the same thing or whatever I decided was I cannot survive without my 8 hours sleep. Whole day I can sit, stand, do anything. And between the two of us, I take a long time to fall asleep and he doesn't. So we both decided, okay, in the night, if the child is getting up, he's going to get up. And so that made our life easier. But then we also see with parents and in-laws, everyone there, we had a big family. So it was nice to talk it out with them, ask their support. And that was a big help. The second one, being here in the US, it was a little difficult. And my kids are also 8 years apart. So by the time my second one came, the older one was already there. So you're still being responsible for him and this one.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a challenge. But thankfully, I have a very supportive husband. So
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
we
Sujata.
survived the whole.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, we survived. So,
Yeah.
Sujata, how did you manage?
So just to add what Kamala said, some kind of resonance with me, or so my first one was born in Canada. So we just moved to Canada at that time, and within 1 year she was born. So I didn't know anyone. Anyone means no one. It was all alone, and the only person I knew was my neighbor. And just met her at that time, and she was wonderful. She just helped me. So I am blessed. My dad's side is a very huge family. He has 11 brothers and sisters altogether. So when I see anyone being born in that family, I see everyone coming to the hospital, everyone coming to the house. The mother is always relaxed. Of course, I'm saying out as an outsider, I don't know how stressful it is for her to wake up all the time. But there's always someone to change the diapers, to feed the baby. I've never seen, it's at least in my family, to the mother to take so much responsibility after a delivery, because she's treated like a princess. No,
Oh
you
my,
can't do this, don't do
lucky
this.
man.
Yeah, so they bring all
Can you
the
please adopt me? Most of
sure, I'll tell the family. So I saw that. And when I come here, obviously I didn't have anyone because my mom couldn't come at that time. And just my friend helped me. I was like, what the hell is this? Why am I here living alone? So I feel that if you have people around, supportive people, it is great. Not so supportive, I would say you're better off dealing yourself, because you will know what to do and what not to, and you will do what you can do, not what others are expecting you to do. So it's just a balance what you can do at that particular of time. Yes.
Yes, Deepti, to you.
Yes. So for me, the biggest challenge, I mean, luckily when I delivered, I was in Hyderabad for first 2-3 months. I had my parents, my grandmother, everybody around to take care of her. But once I shifted to Mumbai, and I had to join back work. I mean, I joined work when my daughter was about just 7 months.
Oh my.
So, so it was a conscious decision of me and my husband, and we've decided to put her in a daycare. And I mean, I knew, so the kind of my mom is still working, so they are based in Hyderabad, in-laws are in Chennai, so I knew my challenges on day one, how I am supposed to raise my daughter and how I should balance out things. So I was pretty clear, and there were many doubts in my mind, how she will adjust, just she's as like small, tiny little baby of 7 months when I decided to put her in daycare and join back work. And and we are in Mumbai, where an average commute for morning evening takes about 3 hours, on an average. That's our commute travel. So putting all of that, and but yes, thankfully things moved well, smoothly. She was a very adaptive child, and yeah, I mean, there were days when she was obviously a baby, and then we both come back from work, we are exhausted, and we are like just lying down, and then she's like crying in the middle of the night, and we are like, you get up, who's gonna take care? All of that. But we had our own sweet little moments together, like a typical nuclear family that you can say. All these
Yeah.
years, that's what she's 8 and she's going to be 9, but this is how we've been doing it. Challenging myself. The only thing I always say is one day at a time. I don't think too much about the future. So this is what I learned from my mom. Just think about today. It's okay. Kal ka kal dekha jayega. So you can always do it later. Today, how
Nice.
is your day sorted? Okay, she's gone to the daycare. I am in the office. Everything is going on smooth. I'm fine. I'll think about tomorrow. That ways. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it's nice when Sujita had said a lot of support system. If it's amazing to have something like that. But when my kids were born, it was just before the pandemic was starting, and when I entered the 3rd month postpartum, we had lockdown. So the luxury of having a maid or somebody at home was completely wiped out. So I had to do everything on my own, as good as what Kamla and Sujita can agree. You have to do everything when you're living outside, right? That's what we did. We did everything what we could do. Jhadu, pocha, bartan, everything. Cooking, feeding kids, not having sleep, then getting back to the entire cycle all over again. So I think you learn through all of this. It's absolutely frustrating at times that you just like, okay, what is happening? Why is this happening? And it's definitely a blessing to have kids, but 2 at a time, not easy.